In this video, I want to do basically the exact same thing as the previous video, but I want to use a much bigger training set. So I'm just going to copy this xtrain xtest portion. And instead of saying I want to use 20 rows, I'm going to say I want to use 80% of the rows for my training set. And originally there were 1,000 rows, so this is going to be 800 rows. Okay, if I do xtrain.shape, should say 800. Okay, perfect. And then let me copy this part. And let me just put the number 2 after this. Okay, and so I should also put the number 2 here. So let's remember that these second dictionaries, they correspond to a much bigger training set. Okay, and let's look at these. So let's look at training error dictionary 2. And so here, again, they're going down, but you can see that there's like this big drop as we go from underfitting to the correct degree. And then it still goes down as the model gets more flexible, but it goes down just a very small amount. So in general, overfitting is less of a problem when you use more training data. So here we're using way more training data. We're using 40 times more training data, and the overfitting is less extreme, okay, which is indicated by these numbers going down less rapidly. Okay, and it's also indicated by the test error dictionary being similar. Okay, where in this case it's actually better, which in general, the test error will only be better, which means lower. It'll only be better by sort of random chance. But in general, if the test error is better than the training error, then that's a really good sign that you're not overfitting. Okay, so basically the exact same thing happens. We go down rapidly as we go from underfitting to the correct degree. And then here it just sort of bounces around a little bit, goes down again to degree 3, and then goes up a little bit. But the big change was going from underfitting to the correct degree. And in general, you won't know what the correct degree is. So the use of the test error set in general is to try to detect where the true degree is. And if it's like at a minimum or near a minimum for the test error, then that's a good sign that you're at the correct degree. So the fact that like this 2 and 3 looks like a minimum is a good sign that degree 2 or maybe degree 3 should be a good model for this data.